But let's go ahead and get into this banging reaction. We got 14 money mistakes to avoid in your 20s. I'm trying to see if they can give me some free game. Let's see what's going on.
Massive money mistakes that people make in their 20s that you do not want to repeat. And this is one of those, don't buy an iPhone, buy an Android bullshit. Like, if you make these mistakes early, you will have to pay for them for years. The good thing is that you can avoid them very easily. Number one, underspending on education and overspending on status. When you're in your 20s, you probably aren't balling. And the amount of people on Instagram I see with their check mark that they bought in front of a Lambo that they whatever, like, we all get it. They're full of shit. We understand. The people who matter are not impressed. If I wear a $200,000 watch, all the buddies that I have don't give a shit. The guys who are ahead of you, they want to see you eating shit, living poor, learning, and hustling. You driving around in your new Rolls or Benz or whatever, and you're maxing out all of your expenditures so you can flex to other 20-year-olds is stupid.
Now, I will be honest. Now, if you're not, here's the caveat to that. If you're not going to be doing anything that's business related, especially, you shouldn't even be caring about having no raw ass car and none of that. Like, you shouldn't even care about, because you're not getting paid off of it. So if you doing a YouTube or you're a businessman or you pull up in this car or you got, it's some reason for you to have the car because it's making you money, cool. But if this is not making you money and you just want to get fly as hell and rock a Miri and all this shit just because, no, it doesn't make any sense. Even then, like, certain shit you shouldn't just be doing. When you first get your big check, you shouldn't just automatically upgrade to buying purple jeans and a Miri. You should go ahead and save that, stack it up. And then once you stack up a few checks, then go ahead and start like buying some shit. But even then, you gotta be, real specific. You can't go in the mall and just ball out. Managing your money is managing your life.
Now you should take that same money and plow all of that into your own ability to earn more money. And that's what somebody who's ahead of you is gonna look back and give you that status and respect for. Like, you can get status in your 20s from people who are ahead of you if you're doing the right stuff. If you show that you're on the wrong path, they automatically think, they're like, he doesn't get it, or she doesn't get it. They'll never associate with you until you understand the lesson. Number two, taking jobs to earn rather than to learn. And this is one of the biggest ones. We had 1,000 people who applied for a YouTube editor, so for editing videos like this. So we offered somebody very good pay, and the guy said, I want an extra $3,000 a year. Missing the fucking plot. What he didn't understand was that he was in a season of learning, not a season of earning. He might be able to go somewhere else and get 30%, not even 3,000, 30% higher. The people who are gonna pay that premium are paying the premium for everything you know and have nothing to add to you. If you're taking your jobs right now in order to earn, it's not the right season. You're trying to.
I don't believe that 100%. I believe like it depends on your situation. Like, I do agree with something he's saying. Like, you're gonna have to, like he said in the beginning, you're gonna have to eat shit. It's been coming up in your 20s, especially like your 21, 22. You're gonna have to goddamn get it out the mud, grind, learn everything, be hands on. I get what he's saying, but if you do have a job that's offering you more than this job, but you would learn a little less over here, I think it would be the better option to take that money and then later, once you've stacked up the money, stack up the funds, then to go try to learn something. Because I don't think, you know what I'm saying?
Cash in early. The earning potential of you getting an extra $10,000 a year or $25,000 a year in your 20s is so inconsequential on the long time horizon of the skills that you should be learning right now. 3 is that you save money. That is a mistake. Hear me out. You want to save money in your 20s, but not actually save it. You want to not spend it or blow it on shit, and you want to put it into a separate account, but that money you want to invest, not dollar cost averaging S&P or whatever it is. You can do that by all means. It's a great way to like have some money later. But if you want to become filthy rich, which is hopefully, what Mosey Nation is here to do, you want to invest that money into you and your earning capacity. Right now, you make so little that the money doesn't matter. So like if you save $500 a month, save $1,000 a month, you can put that into the calculator and look what it's going to be in 70 years. And like, cool. One, it doesn't factor in inflation. So when people see that they're going to be worth $4 million in 60 years is also worth like $1 million today. Think about how much more you'll get back if you spend $10,000 this year and then you double your earning capacity or you triple your earning capacity. Instead of saving money to invest in assets, invest in the number one asset, which is you, and increasing your earning potential.
I agree. Actually, what he's saying right there, that would be the best thing you can do, along with investing into crypto and stocks. Like you said, you can S&P to the, you can dollar cost average into the S&P 500. I honestly just preach buy shit that you can afford. If you can afford Apple right now, buy Apple over waiting to buy S&P 500. You can afford Ethereum right now, buy Ethereum before you're just gonna save up and try to buy a full bit. It's better to do that. You'll make more money in the long run buying things $10 or $100,000. And you definitely got to invest into yourself, like, so you can make your things better. Like even my setup, this Mac, how much was this Mac? Like 1,000, 1,100 at least. Goddamn, this screen over here, this was 200. This screen right here was 300. The hard drive is 100. The printer I got for my orders right now, that was like under 100, I think. With I gotta buy the shipping bags and all that stuff. I can't think of the name. Poly bags and all that stuff. Gotta buy that. Laptop was 1,000. This is like really $1,200. I was playing GTA on. I'm still playing GTA. Go subscribe to my GTA channel. This keyboard was separate from that. PS5 was like another 700, 800 when I bought it. You know, shit. Hoodie 100, 150. Jeans 100. Shoes 200. Cost to be the boss.
Number 4, decide how much you're going to invest first before you spend money. Prioritization comes from taking, it's literally prior, it comes first, right? It's that you take the money off the top and you say, this money has been prioritized for my learning, my education. And then whatever you have left, that you can spend. All that money, that account, you can let it stockpile up, and then you see something that you want to learn and then deploy the capital. Not, what do I have left at the end of the month, can I afford it? You've got this big pile of gold over here that every month you plow into, and then when you see the opportunity, you make the decision, you pull the trigger. Number 5,
I agree.
Automate the investing, and you want to manualize the spending. You want to lubricate how easy it is for you to invest in yourself, and you want to make it harder to spend on shit that never comes back to you. Dave Ramsey talks about people having cash rather than credit cards. You actually feel pain when you buy things in cash compared to using credit cards.
The harder it is to buy something, the less you buy.
Like the only money that even hits your account is the money that you're allowed to spend. The other money you've already allocated out to the other things. Like you have your rent account maybe, and then you've got your personal investing account, SME. You've got your food and your car money, whatever. Number 6, don't go shopping. Let's be real, you don't need another set of sneakers. The idea that someone says, I'm gonna go shopping, like they have no agenda, it just means like, I'm going to waste money today. Stick with the lists that you already.
I agree. I have to speak on this. I agree with this if you're not doing anything to better your life. If you're not doing anything to like get paid off your lifestyle, or you're not going around people in these clothes, like this is just your going out clothes. This ain't the clothes that you're wearing. Like shit, I'm buying these clothes. This is what I don't like. This is my job. So I have to look good on camera. When I go out, I have to look presentable. So I buy clothes like this because this is how I dress, and this is also how I get paid from Instagram and different things like that. So this makes sense for me. But if you weren't making YouTube videos, or you aren't trying to like, let's say you work a office job and you work a regular 9 to 5 and you invest your money on the side and you're trying to like get a little business going, you don't have to spend money on this shit. You don't. I wouldn't recommend spending money on this shit unless you're trying to make that your image. Not, it's a waste of time and waste of money.
Already have
Especially going to designer stores. Stop shopping at Saks Fifth. You're only gonna go in there and get the same shit. Okay, if you go in there and you get like a couple little shirts, like maybe a pair of jeans or something, cool. That's what that shit is for, bro. Saks Fifth is not for you to go in there and ball out of control, because all this shit, first of all, yeah, the quality's good, but you're not going to find shit that you really want in the cut or the sizing that you want. And the designs are going to be ass. It's just going to be a shirt that say Givenchy. It's going to be a shirt that say Louis Vuitton. That's all it's going to be, bro. Like, none of this shit is real. Like, you know, to get drippy, you got to put this shit together with different pieces. So you might have a shirt from Louis, and then you might have some pants from goddamn Sorende, and then the shoes might be Jordan. That's cool. But even then, your shirt being from Louis ain't finna make you get more famous or more likes or nothing. Shit has, nobody cares.
Approved in terms of your budget. This is my list. These are my groceries. This is whatever. And if it's not on the list, you don't buy it. It's a very simple habit, but that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. Number 7, get takeout. Don't cook your food. Very contrarian. I know. As soon as you make more than $15 an hour, it makes more sense for you to work that day, get the takeout food, and get the time back. It makes more sense financially. Most people can, like, if you're not being a weirdo, you can eat out for $10-ish a meal, and you eat out twice a day, it's $20 a day, $600 a month. Maybe if you went to the grocery store, it'd be what, $100 a week versus $150 a week? Is the net 50?
I ain't gonna lie. I have to disagree with that, because I'm coming off the back end of doing what he said I was doing, of what to do. And yes, you make the money back, but honestly, you fall in a pit hole of telling yourself that you don't got time to cook. Then you end up eating the same stuff. Then you get tired of eating the same shit. Then you're going to try new foods, and it's not like, okay, this is decent, but is you really trying to spend, you just went from going to spend $10 on this, whatever you was just eating, $15, to spending $30, $40 because you're tired of eating that. And now it just becomes more expensive. Honestly, 2 things. Either get a girlfriend, or start just cooking, like, you know, meal prepping or buying meal preps, or just cooking like regular food, and then just like, you know, you can cook spaghetti. Like if you really want to sit down and do it, you could cook spaghetti, Alfredo, burgers, tacos on the same day, and then section that shit off in your fridge and like just switch off what you want to eat for lunch and dinner. You could do that. So it's nothing stopping you. We grown.
$50 a week, can you not make that up for the meal prep, going to the grocery store, cutting, cooking, cleaning. You're saving the pennies rather than investing in the mega millions, which is you. Number 8, people live with the wrong people. They have terrible roommates who break things, who go out drinking, who are late on rent. Like, these are all things that'll distract you from the thing you're trying to do. That's like level 1 worst type of roommate. Above that, you've got people who are responsible, etc., but they don't have the same goals as you. They will speak over you their limiting beliefs, and they will oftentimes not actually root for you, and they will kind of undercut you when you're on this path, which is probably different than them. And the thing is in the beginning, what becomes success looks like failure. You're learning, you're not earning. They're already pulling their earning trigger. They're bragging on the fact they make 70 grand a year. Whatever. You have a different goal. And so never listen to people who have smaller goals for your life than you do. So making sure that you're living with the type of people who are trying to do the same thing as you are in your life will encourage one another, and you guys are kind of like in the game together.
That's why I agree 100% on that one too. It's not even just about living with the right type of people. It's also about just associating with the right type of people, associating people that are like-minded with you, associating people that have something going for themselves, associating people that are trying to do shit other than go party and go to the club. Because let's be 100%. After college, okay, I would even say I'm willing to die on this hill right now. After this first semester of your sophomore year, why are you still really why are you prioritizing parties and all this other shit? Why are you prioritizing going to the club over your life? Why are you even going to the club? Why are you even going to this party? You finna get drunk, get hungover, so next day can't even really do nothing. Might get drunk and do something you regret. Might be some crazy shit that go on here, and you gonna wake up and 9 times out of 10 you didn't get no girl. And what fun did you really have? You just got drunk again. It's not really worth it, man. Prioritize your time. Prioritize yourself. Put that same time and energy and that same money you're gonna put into going to the club to yourself. That's how you get ahead. That's the secret to life that everybody don't want to share.
That's what will shape the way you see the world. I do think it's worth living with multiple people in your 20s because 1, your 20s can be lonely, but 2, it's also just a lot cheaper. I lived in a house with 7 people in California and I was able to only pay $400 a month in like a nice area, which leads to number 9, your micro community matters a lot. I would overpay for convenience in terms of being close to stuff, close to the highway so I can get on and off and right to places I need to, close to a gym and close to cheap places to eat. If I can do those things, and ideally if I can walk to them, I save time and gas. I get outside. If you live in the middle of nowhere and it takes you 25 minutes to get to the gym and 25 minutes to go back, there's all this time that gets eaten up. I'm willing to pay a premium to save all of the ancillary costs that would go with living somewhere less convenient, less safe. I would live with more people in a better area than fewer people in a shitty area. Number 10, since you model the wrong season of life. Sometimes younger guys will look at what I'm doing and they're like, oh, I'm gonna do what Alex is doing. The thing is like, you don't have the track record. And reputation is built on 2 things. It's built on what you've done and what you say you're gonna do and having both of them come true. The thing that builds the reputation is not modeling what I'm doing now, but modeling what I did before. You wanna make sure that you model the right aspect of someone's life at the right time. Flying private doesn't make you rich. It means you spend a lot of money. Sequence matters. Number 11, measure money in how long it took you to earn it. Let's say you make 20 bucks an hour. If you wanna go buy a shirt for 100 bucks, you have to think to yourself, okay, I make $20 an hour, 20% payroll tax. I'm actually gonna have to work 6 hours to buy that $100 shirt with tax, whatever. So if someone said, I want you to work all day and I'll give you this shirt, would I do it? Probably not. I worked at Smoothie King, I was 15 years old. $7.25 an hour, a 6-hour shift, right? So I was making 43 bucks. People would go next door, I remember noticing this, and they would spend 15 bucks on lunch. I was like, so you have $36 after taxes for coming to work today, and 15 of that is you going to lunch next door. So you're working 6 hours for 20 bucks. Number 12.
That is 100% true. I wouldn't think about it like that necessarily. I think that just more boils down to money management and then just like, allocating your money into the right place and still sticking to that code and those accounts. I think that's more better way to do it like that.
Get competitive with money around what you're saving, not what you're making. So I told you, this is a season of learning, not season of earning. To know what you're gonna learn, you have to budget towards your investment. Rather than thinking I'm making $5,000 a month and spending $5,000 a month, meaning I'm profiting personally zero, say I'm saving $2,500 this month to invest in me. I've had people who I know have been making hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars a year and have nothing. They blew everything. And so make your PR, your personal records, around what you're able to put into that bank account every month. Number 13, check your account every single morning. Until I started doing it, I stayed poor. I didn't want to look at my bank account because it would hurt my feelings. Seriously, I would look at it and I would just feel poor. But that's okay. You have to confront reality in order to change it. Man, money's pouring out of this thing left and right. Once I got a pulse on it, I knew Tuesdays is when I pay for this. Thursdays is when I pay for this. It's a habit that once you learn it, it's hard to forget. And I promise you, just like losing weight, you get someone to measure the weight every day, get someone to measure the bank account every day, it'll improve. Number 14. When is it okay to spend money? If there's one thing that I probably could have done better, is I could have spent money on one-time experiences. And what I mean by that is not going to the club and popping bottles. Going to Europe and doing sleeping in hostels for 3 months, that's a cool experience. experience that you're not going to be able to do when you're 40. You're just not going to do it. So there are times of our lives that are optimal for certain types of experiences, and those windows close. And so if there are experiences that you can only do in your 20s, I wholeheartedly support them, but you want them to be things that when you're 80, you're proud of. Giving yourself permission to spend on an experience in a limited fashion. You don't want to drain your entire investment account, right? You want to go see the Grand Canyon for 3 days, go to the Grand Canyon. If there's some things that like are a little unique to you, I think these are the times that you can do that. And
I ain't gonna lie, he's definitely right. The Bane's point is work and earn your lifestyle so you can go ahead and really spend your money and enjoy your money. Because if you just make this little fast money and then you fuck it off, you're gonna be stuck in a rat race. That's what they want you to do. They want you to make the money, then spend it on shit. Spend it on clothes, trips, vacations. That's why Instagram and all this other stuff is programmed to make you think you're not doing nothing unless you're going out the country, unless you're traveling, unless you like going to these super expensive places. But you don't have to do that right now. Everyone's in different seasons. My season might not be your season. Your season might be the season of growth. My season might be the season of balling. It might be vice versa. And we got to just accept that and be like, okay, like I can still do a little something, but I'm not going to go over crazy. It's not my season right now. The sooner you embody that, the better your life will be.